Okay guys, so before this even starts, I need you to be honest with me. As you can tell probably, I'm using a different camera instead of a GoPro, which I'll probably be using for some of this video. I'm using an actual DSLR. So, I don't know how it's gonna look or anything, but it's 720p, 30 FPS, so whatever. So I've been between two projects. I've still got the carburetor and the head. I mean, most of the gasoline evaporated. Had it in there for about, Jesus, we're probably going on a month now of pickling. So it's safe to say that's done. So it was between tonight either working on that or doing something my bike has needed for a long time. And I think I'm going to make the right decision here. This linkage down here, this linkage is very, very, very dry. Like when you sit on the bike, it creaks a lot. So I'm at kind of an impasse with the old RMZ 2007 450. I have been looking for a nice 250 to trade it to, just to be better at enduro. And then I've kind of realized something about myself. I don't like enduro that much. So I've been riding motocross, which I've started liking a lot more, and I actually don't mind the power of the bike. It's a lot more manageable on a track. So I'm for sure selling 230. It's been good to me. We had a good last video together. You know, riding it's always been fun, but it's time to go. You know, now that I've started racing and stuff, I really just don't have room in the stable for it. And the DR, I don't know what'll happen to it. That might be my new trail bike. So the impasse with RMZ is sell it and 230 and get a nice 250, or sell the 230 and I want about $2,000 out of it and just throw it into RMZ. I'm talking stainless steel, not stainless steel, titanium valves, rebuild kit, like that, what's it called, like it's basically everything you need, crankshaft, piston, everything for it. Maybe put some, that's about $800. I'd run into money, but maybe some aftermarket forks at the last thing though, because it's got really good suspension on it from factory. So that would be like a last if I got some remaining. Maybe like a restyle kit, you know, just to get some of the old look off of it. I don't think I'll do anything to the bars. I'm happy with my bar setups, except I might take these off and actually sell the Cyrus ends and put on some MX guards, because the whole wraparound's just a bit too much. And I need a new clutch cable because it wore, and I just taped it so it won't wear more. But I've done that, I mean, a good 4 years ago. So yeah, let's look at the topic at hand, and that's this linkage here. So we're gonna put on the GoPro and continue the video. Hope it looked good. Okay, so the audio is really bad because I'm not using a microphone on the GoPro. It seems that all of these bolts on the 2007 RMZ 450 is a 17mm, and I'm gonna make sure it's the same on the other side. No, it's smaller. Whatever it is smaller, so you have two of them to hold it. So let's try 15 maybe? Okay, so I'm not sure what the other side is, so we're just gonna get a thing of wrenches and put them on the nut until something looks right. Alright, this side has been a 14mm. Alrighty, so we need to take off. We're gonna need an extension to get in there anyway. Let's see, is it on tighten or loosen right now? It wants to tighten, so put it on loosen, but it might be opposite because we're kind of backing a nut off the wrong way. You'll see here in a second. There we go. She's torqued. There we go. Years of torques holding that baby on. Oh, fuck me. This bolt just gave up the ghost. So, one thing about this is pretty cool is this is actually a learning experience because I've never built with linkage before. That word might come back to haunt me. Might not. Hopefully it don't. Oh shit. What the fuck? Jesus. This is turning into one of those things. Alright, let's see if we can... Oh yeah, that torqued on it off. Alright. And then there's a bolt that holds... What? Hang on. This thing's fucked all to hell. What the fuck? What the fuck's that connect to then? It's probably gonna be a two-parter. Those are the same nut at home for fun. Usually in a video I come more prepared. Like I've researched how to do it, but I've kind of come in with a clean mindset for this linkage repair job, so I don't actually know what I need. So just to be safe, I'm going to bring a jack stand and I'm going to elevate the rear swing arm. I don't know if that, and I'd assume that's affected, but I seriously don't know anything for sure. So, there's where I am. Alright. So let it lock up. Alright. I don't usually trust a jack stand for much, but a job like this, there's not many more options. There we go. That's a solid connection there. So let's take a rubber mount and see if we can get that one to move. And indeed we can make it move. There's several different ways to skin a cat, and trust me, I've done many of them. So, one way to skin it is just to get on pieces of nut. It doesn't matter because I ain't got threads. Be very careful not to hit any threads. Make sure you're centered on that bolt. And just tap, 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 tap. Just tap all the way around. Remember, there might be, I don't know which ones of these have bearings. Which ones don't? Quite a bit. Oh, it still ain't gonna come peacefully. Ah, fuck this fucking chair. God damn it. God damn it. They put the fucking pork rabbit on it. Ah, fuck you. Anything turning on this side, so imagine that bolt's just easing itself out. I think this bolt's actually the most important to get out. We're going to focus on this one, because that should allow the entire swing arm then to just basically fold out of the way. I don't know, it smells something, but it sure as hell isn't grease. Okay, we really shouldn't be needing this anymore. The bolts are pretty much out, so we're going to focus our banging to right there. And we're going to use, we are men of great science here, we're going to use something a little more punch-like. This is a punch I made on the grinder a couple of years ago. Probably not that long. It's just hard to admit how bad something looks when it's semi-recent. Okay, she's a moving and a grooving. I always hit something metal. What you hitting? What you hit? What the hell are you hitting? What the hell? This one's actually coming quite a ways. Oh shit. Okay. I'll just leave them nuts. You know what? No reason not to have them magnetized. It don't make any difference. Except it might let you find it later. beat that. Beat that ass, yeah. Beat that ass, yeah. Some shit fell out of the bike. Don't know where it goes, cause it fucking fell. Think it goes in? Yes, it does. So I'm looking at this. I think this bolt's gotta go. So, surprisingly, I never thought that I would say this because it's something of my design. But my freaking Phillips head screwdriver that's been grinded on one end and the other because it broke is actually a really good punch. Like a really, really good punch. And I'm pretty happy with it. It's got a pretty flat end on it. I almost think that don't go in. Just because of the way it's behaving. I mean, there's no tension on it. I mean, look. More shit just fell out. Ah. And it's not the shit you want to fall out. That's like 100,000 little roller bearings. I found the problem. The problem wasn't that the bike just needed grease. Which you probably could still use grease. Hi, Willie. Hello, Buggy Boo. Can you believe my dog's 9 years old? How'd you get so old, Weedy Weedy? I love you, bud. Lay down, bud. Lay down. So the problem is this top bearing in the linkage is completely and utterly shattered. There is pieces of bearing everywhere. And there's, look at that. Look at that. Look at the scoring on that. Wow. I do not think these are supposed to have scoring. Because it kind of looks like a, what's it called? You guys will know in the comments. I can't think of it, but what you put through a piston to hold it to the crankshaft. The connecting pin, the something, I'm not sure. So I want to compare it to this. This one seems to have a slight groove. I'm holding it on one end, twisting it on this end. And I hell kind of fucking nut. Oh, it's I think they're called framing bolts when they're made like that. Don't fucking quote me. Like seriously, if you quote me, bad shit'll fucking happen. Don't fuck with me, dude. Don't fuck with me. I'm not the guy to be fucked with today, alright? It's fucking easy as shit. Oh, there you go, baby. Okay. And just drop all your goodness into this here thingy. Okay, we found something good. Well, good is... I'll explain. These roller bearings were shattered. That's why it was creaking so much. So, the bike actually had a pretty bad problem that was gonna arise at some point. Because I know these didn't break from just being, you know, fucking... I didn't hammer on these actually as hard as it may have looked. So, there is no problem. It was a bunch of roller bearings. I don't think there's anything else I can reasonably do tonight except go on Motorsport, look at the options for bearings, or even just eBay or something. I'll figure out how to get that bolt off. You can see maybe, I don't know how the focus is. That bolt holding them two linkage arms on, I've had some trouble with removing that. So I'm going to go edit this video, get it uploaded, hopefully tomorrow night. It is the 14th for reference, so